Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare.
जय
हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you very much for coming today. This beautiful backyard of Naresh Prabhu and Nili Mataji. Thank you Mataji, thank you Prabhu for hosting this program. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So I can see, all we have devotees here except one or two new faces. So very quickly, let me introduce Prabhuji, and of course for my own purification also. Very quickly, Prabhuji is coming from Mumbai, Chopati temple. And Prabhuji, as I said yesterday, Prabhuji is born in very high class Brahminical culture, family. Prabhuji is coming from Madhva Sampradaya. Prabhuji's grandfather was a main pujari in main Udupi temple. And materially also Prabhuji is so very successful. He did his bachelor's in business, and he was a university topper. And again, he did master's in international business. Again, he was university topper. And he did some time job, but then after leaving his career and everything, from last 25 years, Prabhuji is in the renounce order. He traveled all around. He helped devotees. He has authored more than 5 books. We have one of his very latest, and as Prabhuji said, one of his best book. We have few copies today. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, and thank you so much everyone for coming today evening. And very quick reminder, actually this is the second part of series we are going to have. So yesterday was the first part, and I could see a few new faces here. So very quickly you can.
I will summarize.
Yeah, summarize. Yeah. Thank you so much.
लगा दो ना इधर लगा इधर लगा दो चलेगा।
आपको दिक्कत तो नहीं?
मुझे नहीं, आपको नहीं होना चाहिए। Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Prabhuji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for coming again. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam ततो जायामुधीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना। अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम्। Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhus and Matajis, all the boys and girls for coming, giving me an opportunity to serve you again today. I have memories from last year. Here we discussed about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu last year. I don't know if you remember. We spoke about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is present in ISKCON. That was the class I gave here in this house. है ना, ईश्वर गौरंग प्रभु याद है आपको? I was saying last year I spoke on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he is present in ISKCON. That topic I presented here in this house. So, yeah, I remembered. We discussed Mahaprabhu coming as Avesh, Avirbhav, all that I remember here.
Amazing that in 1 year you give probably more than 150-200 classes, and you remember that 1 year back.
I remember talking to Prabhuji and his Gujarati wife, Mataji. She's here, yes. And then I was discussing how cultural incompatibility, how you got married, the very exciting story they narrated. Then Prabhuji's mother was here. She had made, she's here. As, she had made lemon rice or something for me. I remember. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. Hey, wherever there are sweet devotees, they give love. I'm hungry for love. So when I get love, I remember. Very loving devotees everywhere. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada's family is so beautiful. And, you know, Krishna says in the Gita, Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam. When we come together like this, have loving exchanges and have hearing and chanting as the foundation, then we can experience Krishna even in the material world. And today we are going to discuss that, how to experience Krishna. Yesterday, I want to summarize what we discussed. Yesterday was part 1. We are taking 3 statements of Srila Prabhupada, which Srila Prabhupada often commonly uses. Many of you are educated, scientific minded, you are intelligent. So have you ever thought, Srila Prabhupada has made these statements, how can I experience this? Many times devotees say, how do I experience this? So yesterday we discussed one of the 3 statements which we could experience. Everybody remembers the 3 statements? Please repeat after me the first statement. What is the first statement? I am not this body. Please repeat. How do we experience this? Yesterday we discussed 2 things we need to do to experience this. First, awareness and separate ourselves from what? From the body means what? Separate ourselves from the body means? Separate ourselves from the 5 layers. What are the 5 layers? Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya. We discussed how these 5 layers are covering the soul. And then we discussed, actually it is not that the soul is deep inside and these layers are covering. What we mean by this is, we are identifying with these layers. That is where there is covering. So we discussed, when we make a statement, how by making proper statements we can separate ourselves from this. Like when there is a lot of, when you are feeling very confused, when you are very confused about making a decision, what do we generally say? I am confused. But we can separate ourselves and understand I am not the body. When we make a statement, what statement we can make? My Vijnanamaya kosha is confused. The Vijnanamaya kosha is confused, or the intelligence is confused. You are not your intelligence. We discussed, you are separate from your intelligence, right? We went deeper into the 5 layers and we understood how I am not body, I am not the prana, right? So if you are very sad and angry, instead of saying I am feeling very sad, I am feeling angry, what we should say? My mind is sad. My mind is angry. You are not angry. You are not sad because you are pure spirit soul. Like this we separated ourselves from the koshas. When you are very tired, hungry, it is the pranamaya kosh which is affected, not you. So like that, we discussed how we can, and this is one way of realizing and experiencing I am not the body. What is the second way of realizing I am not the body? Two steps we suggested. First is awareness and separate yourself from the body. Second, take care of these 5 sheaths. Just like you say, I am not the body, but you take care of your body. Similarly, when you say, I am not these 5 layers, we have to take care. How do we take care of Annamaya Kosha, this body? By food, by eating whenever we want to eat. Right? We eat, we live to eat, or we eat to live. We discussed about what type, 2 types of eating. Anybody remembers? Intuitive eating and emotional eating. Generally, we are all victims of emotional eating. From childhood, when you are sad, we eat. Even our loved ones tell us, don't be so sad, eat this. They think, because we don't know how to regulate our emotions by processing it, we regulate our emotions by eating it, eating food. That is a tragedy. And then we keep putting food in the stomach. पेट के अंदर सब जाता है. पेट के अंदर सब जाता है, पर पेट अंदर नहीं जाता है. Everything goes inside the stomach, but stomach does not go inside. That is our tragedy. So that is Annamaya Kosha. How do we take care of the Pranamaya Kosha? Pranayam. We spoke about breathing. We discussed how there are 2 types of breathing, inhale and exhale. I gave an example. When the lion attacks or when a car comes close to you and is about to hit you, you inhale or you exhale. And then whole day you are inhaling. Whole day as if there is a car coming to hit you. So your basically sympathetic nervous system is hyperactive. What is this? Reminding me of India. कुछ तो जल रहा है. Barbecue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sorry. Barbecue. So we can continue the class. So, what I was saying? I forgot. Pranamaya. So fight and flight response is always active. Our sympathetic nervous system is hyperactive. And we are always fighting some unknown battle. This is very, very important point. And when you are loved, when somebody tells you, I love you, I trust you, when your guru comes and says, I'm proud of you, what happens? You exhale. When was the last time you felt that sense of relaxation, sense of love, sense of peace? See, you are not what you are feeling right now. Some of you are feeling irritated, restless because you are thinking, oh, maybe this is meat, smell that is coming. The mind, just take the mind out. You are not your mind. You are separate from your intelligence, your mind, your life energy, your body. My mind, yesterday I spoke about the needs and feelings card also. Become more aware and separate yourself. And come back to the present moment. Be mindful. So prana, we can develop our pranamaya by breathing normally, by practicing breathing, conscious breathing. How many of you think before you blink your eyelids? Nobody thinks. It happens automatically. Food digestion also happens automatically. It's all part of autonomous nervous system. So we think breathing also is happening normally, but breathing is different. When we consciously breathe, we can remove anxiety, and we can actually, it's not that you will experience happiness tomorrow, day after, 10 years later. Breathing immediately makes you peaceful. Slow down and breathe. What happened? There is some... Should we continue? What is happening, Prabhu? I see some... Continue, na? कुछ तो चल रहा है, हलचल तो मैंने कहा... Okay. No, I'm okay. I'm just saying, I just wanted everybody to be present. So yesterday, this is what we discussed yesterday. I'm just summarizing. Annamaya, Pranamaya, we have to take care of this kosha. Then only we will be able to practice bhakti. Manomaya, how do we take care of Manomaya? Mind, sheath. Nobody remembers. It's not very encouraging. Vijnanamaya, kosha. Okay. So, Shastra, yes. And Anandamaya, kosha. Seva. We spoke about service. Yes. So this is how actually yesterday's class was all based on understanding and experiencing how I am not the body. Today we'll discuss Prabhupada's second statement and third statement. Second statement of Srila Prabhupada is, I'm not going to ask you because I don't want to be disappointed if you have forgotten. Please repeat after me. I am spirit. You are also spirit soul. You are saying you are spirit soul. You are also spirit soul. I am spirit soul. Huh? I am, okay, please repeat after me. I am pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So this is the theoretical statement. I am a pure spirit soul. I am part and parcel of Krishna. So how do we experience this? We experience by 3 activities. Culture of hearing, what we are doing now. If we have a culture of hearing, then introspection will happen. And we will understand at some point of time that soul is not an object. Right now, all of us are in the space that soul is an object. Just like this notebook, this notepad. I know the notepad. Notepad is there. I am here. I know this is made of some paper. So I know this notepad. Similarly, we think I should know the soul. Where is the soul? Acha, it is inside the heart. You cannot know the soul because you are the soul. Soul is not object. Soul is subject. But we are always thinking soul is somewhere out there. But if we keep hearing and doing introspection and reflection based on hearing, then we will realize this. Many people do introspection, but they don't hear from higher wisdom. That becomes speculation. There are many people who do hearing, but they don't do introspection. That becomes ritual. They'll go for satsang, they will hear, but they will not do reflection. So ideal is coming together, hearing, and then also reflecting and coming back the next time and being able to remember, discuss like that. Hearing is one very important part. Jnane prayasamudapasyanamanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane stita shrutigatam tanuvan manobir ye prayaso jitajitop asite strilokyan. In the Brahmaji's prayer, this verse comes. One of the most foundational verses of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya in the Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic. Before this verse was chanted by Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept rejecting everything. He's saying this is all external, including Saradharman Parityajya Mahaprabhu rejected as external. Everything he rejected. And only when Ramananda Rai quoted this verse, which says that when we are sincerely, wherever we are, we may be grahasthas, struggling with your job, home, but if you spend quality time hearing, then what will happen? Wherever you are, sthane, sthita, shruti gatam, tanuva, manobir, then by this attempt, prayaso, ajita jitopi, the unconquerable Lord will be conquered. This is how powerful hearing is. So hearing is one way, hearing and reflection by which we experience that I am not the body, I am the soul, and I am a part and parcel of Krishna, because hearing, we are hearing about Krishna. So our relationship with Krishna starts getting developed. And second is chanting. When we chant, what happens? The chitta, which covers the soul, which is our actual identity in the material world, that gets cleansed. Like you clean the room. Like a mirror, for example. Mirror is filled with dirt. When you clean the mirror, what happens finally? You can see yourself properly. So our chitta is compared to mirror. And then we can see ourselves when that mirror, the consciousness is cleaned. So chanting helps in cleaning the consciousness. Hearing helps us to access higher intelligence. Right now, all of you are solving problems with your intelligence, right? But do you know something? Your intelligence is also contaminated. Because intelligence is more powerful than mind, but if intelligence is not connected to higher intelligence, then our intelligence will cheat us one day. When scriptures say intelligence is more powerful than mind, the scriptures are referring to the intelligence that is connected to higher intelligence. Ultimately, intelligence is very bad because intelligence, according to 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. Oh, we are creating sound. Disturb or no problem. You tell me. We'll go inside. Last year we had no problem. अंदर बैठ के करेंगे. कोई problem. This happens. Hare Krishna. So can we continue now? Yes. Okay. Now, please remember this. There are 3 statements of Prabhupada. First is, I am not this body. And we zoomed into this statement. When we say I am not this body, please remember, I am not simply not this body. I am also not this body, not the life air, prana. I am also not the mind. I am also not the intelligence. I am also not the happiness that I experience. That is why we said I am not Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. That's why we went deeper into this statement. And we have to realize eventually that I am not when we are sad, we should be able to see that I am not sad. It is my mind which is feeling sad. I am not confused. My intelligence. So we are separate from all of this. So we discussed that. Now the second statement we are discussing right now is I am a pure spirit soul. Part and parcel of Krishna, God. And we realize this through the culture of hearing, because hearing helps us access a higher level of intelligence. Right now, our intelligence is, please understand this, we think I have got very strong intelligence. You know, unfortunately, you may not like to hear this. You know the problem with your intelligence and my intelligence? Intelligence is a bodyguard of the false ego. Terrorists are intelligent or not? So intelligence is not very good by itself. See, the false ego is, imagine like this. False ego is a mafia don, boss. It's like there's an underworld mafia operation. False ego is the boss. He issues a diktat. False ego says, I am the enjoyer. I am the greatest. That's the false ego's job. But false ego you cannot see. You cannot catch the boss. But the false ego has two bodyguards. First is mind. He's standing. And the second bodyguard is intelligence. So what does the mind do? What is the false ego? False ego has issued what statement? I am the enjoyer. I am the greatest. I am the best. So the first bodyguard is the mind. Mind's job is simple. Accept, reject. Sankalpa, vikalpa. So your neighbor comes and says, I'm just giving example. False ego says, I'm greatest. So the neighbor comes and says, oh, so nice. You guys are having spiritual program. Very nice. I'm so happy. So the false ego is nourished or false ego is disturbed? Nourished, because I'm the greatest, I'm the best. So the false ego feels happy when a neighbor comes and says, very nice, you are doing spiritual program. So what does the mind do? Mind accepts or rejects? Accepts. Sankalpa, mind accepts. Yes, mind is accepted. And what is that is the second bodyguard of the false ego. Intelligence supplies arguments, analysis, discrimination to support what the mind has done. The intelligence will say, the neighbor is also, he is from IIT, Bombay, very intelligent, very educated, and he has also done his PhD from MIT. So very intelligent fellow. So he is understanding your glories. So intelligence will provide all this argument and analysis. Now tomorrow the same neighbor will shout at you, will abuse you. Then false ego is disturbed. The first bodyguard will do what? Who accepted him yesterday, what will the bodyguard do now? Reject. When the mind rejects, intelligence will say, yes, he is from IIT, but when you are very educated, you become proud. And Kunti Maharani says in the first canto, so intelligence will supply all the shlokas also. So we say we are intelligent people, we are actually emotional people. Human beings are not rational beings, we are emotional beings. Therefore, we don't have strong intelligence, we need higher intelligence. So when we hear scriptures, our intelligence gets purified. So therefore, hearing is very important to come to the level of the soul. Second is chanting, we discussed, cleans the consciousness. And third is service. The attitude of service will actually help us internalize whatever we do, whatever we hear and read. Otherwise, if the attitude is to be the enjoyer, the service attitude is not there, we will never realize our relationship with God. See, there are 3 needs all of us are fulfilling. I'm sure all of you have at some point of time thought about these 3 needs. Most people are trying to fulfill their physical needs. What is physical need? Yeah, everything if you include, physical it means I want food or I want pleasure. This is like physical. I want pleasure, I want food. Most people are operating in this paradigm. But some people realize after some time, I want pleasure is a wrong paradigm, because how much, the senses capacity is less than the desire. The desire will never get satisfied. The desire for pleasure will never be satisfied. You will keep wanting more and more and more. So at some point of time you realize, the capacity of the body to enjoy is, simple example, food. The craving of the tongue is more than the capacity of the food, right or wrong? Similarly, the craving for pleasure is always more than the pleasure that we can enjoy. That is why we get frustrated. Some people realize that I want pleasure or physical need cannot be satisfied. So then they go for emotional need. Emotional need is, what is physical need? I want pleasure. Emotional need is, I want love. I want love. When you hear the word love, immediately we think, Somebody should love me. Love is very, very common. See, after food and water and air, the next most important thing people need is love. If the child doesn't get love in the childhood, whole life the child is looking for love, frustrated. Love is a very common universal need. But there is a problem with love also. Like food, love also, if you get lot of love, you still feel you are not getting love. I'm sure all of you know somebody who you are thinking, Are, itna mila hai, fir bhi this person is not feeling loved. Right? So that is the problem with love also. It's like food only. How much ever you get, you want more. So physical need also cannot be satisfied, emotional need also cannot be satisfied in this world completely. We have to do basic minimum for physical need and emotional need. But we also have a spiritual need and we never fulfill it. Only when we take care of spiritual need, physical and emotional need will also become satisfied. What is the spiritual need? Okay, what is physical need? I want pleasure or I want food. What is emotional need? I want love. And you know what is spiritual need? I want to give love. That is the need of the soul. I want to give love. I want to serve. I want to give love. Only when we are in this space, then you will see you are satisfied. Physically also, emotionally also. Many of us don't take care of our spiritual need. And when because Jivera Swarupa Hoye, Krishnera Nityadas, Mahaprabhu told Sanatana Goswami. When we actually are in this situation, in this position, then that desire to enjoy goes away and we are situated in the natural position of soul. All spiritual realizations come. I am the spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. This theory statement becomes practical. So therefore, hearing, service and chanting. These are the three ways to realize Prabhupada's second statement. Everybody clear? First statement of Prabhupada is what? I am not the body. What are the two ways to realize this statement? First, awareness and separate ourselves from the five koshas. What is the second way of realizing this? Taking care of the five koshas. Now the second statement of Prabhupada is, I am pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. To realize this, we have to do three things. What are the three things? HSC, hearing, chanting, service. Okay. Now the third and most important statement of Prabhupada. What is that? Okay, repeat after me. I have a loving relationship with Krishna. This also we can realize. Imagine what our life will be if we can realize a loving relationship with God. And to realize this, there are two things you need to do. First, pause. Slow down your life. Pause matlab not that you go to sleep. Means slow down, pause. Don't just blindly, mechanically do everything. Pause and connect to yourself. More important than pause is the second one. Second step which helps us experience a relationship with Krishna, and that is come back to Krishna. Coming back to the Lord is the way we experience a relationship with the Lord. Coming back to awareness, coming back to Krishna means we discuss chanting, hearing, all that. Mind goes here and there. We keep coming back. I'm going to explain one technique right now. And then all of you have paper and pen. You'll have to practice it. If you don't have paper and pen, take out your phone and you'll have to do it. I'll explain this. Listen to me carefully. Coming back means like this. All of you have, how many of you have chanted Hare Krishna in the past? Like this, Mala mein kiya hai na? So it's like this. Now I'll just show you. When we chant, we do like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Like this we chant. But when we are chanting, this is, mouth is saying Hare Krishna. But where is the mind? It's roaming everywhere. Mind is thinking. When is chanting Hare Krishna, mind is thinking, what time will the class get over? The mind is thinking, what is there for dinner today? I heard there is samosa, there is pasta. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are chanting, but the mind may be somewhere else. So, to experience relationship with Krishna, we have to come back to Krishna, which means we have to get the mind back gently to Krishna, which means we have to listen to the holy name while chanting. That is called coming back to awareness, coming back to awareness, coming back to Krishna. Clear? So just like we do it in chanting, today we will do it by writing. Because writing is slower. Mind goes, our mind has got a bad habit. While chanting, we are not able to bring the mind back. But today we will bring the mind back by writing. Then we will get practice to bring the mind back while chanting. Is it clear? What did I say just now? What statement I said? Please raise your hand if you heard me what I said just now. Yes, Abhay. No, wait, let him say, relax. No problem. Yes, Mataji. Control, I didn't use the word control. Yeah, come back to Krishna, come back. See, I said one statement. I said, to bring the mind back to Krishna while chanting, we are not able to do because of the bad habit, because we indulge in mind wandering during japa. That's why we will do japa later. Today we will do a simpler technique, more effective technique of bringing the mind back to awareness by writing. Once you experience how the mind can be brought back to Krishna by writing, then you get confidence to bring the mind back during chanting. Do you understand what I mean? Because chanting is meditation. See, chanting, actually there are 3 levels. Prayer is the highest. Below prayer is meditation. Below meditation is awareness or breathing. Awareness, nobody practices awareness. They directly want to jump to meditation. So, writing will improve awareness. When your awareness is there, then meditation can happen. Japa is meditation. Japa will become better when your awareness is there. So, I'm going to teach you one technique now. Please, with an open mind, listen to me and then practice it. Okay? So, remember the goal. We are trying to learn techniques by which we can do what? We can experience a relationship with Krishna. It is like this. I means the soul, you, all of you. You are in the center, I. On your right is Krishna. Imagine like this, fancy. And Krishna is waiting for you to look at him. The Kathopanishad explains this. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno nishayasho chati muyyamana. Krishna is there waiting for you to turn to him and say, Krishna, I love you. But we are not saying, Krishna is waiting. Krishna is on your right side looking at you. But you are not looking straight. You have to look right. But where are you looking? On your left side. Who is there on your left side? 15 foot tall, huge, demon with horns, big teeth, constantly talking. Who is that? Mind. Mind is constantly talking. All of you experienced? And instead of looking at Krishna, who are we looking at? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever the mind says, we obey. Whatever the mind says, mind will say, one moment the mind will say, chant Hare Krishna. Next moment mind will say, stop chanting. Mind will constantly keep saying contradictory things. And anything the mind says, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes. So chanting Hare Krishna or having a relationship with Krishna means saying no to the mind and turning to Krishna. Our problem is even when we are turning to Krishna and praying, we are not able to talk to Krishna. We are not able to communicate with Krishna because the mind is shouting so loud. Mind is only talking. Mind only is communicating with Krishna. My voice is gone. My voice is not there. I don't know what I'm telling. You know, I don't know if I experience. Sometimes in Kirtan, the sound is so loud that you can't hear what the person is saying. So you have to go outside the hall. Similarly, when we are praying also, we don't know what we are praying because the mind is speaking so loud, it is not coming from the heart. We are not able to tell Krishna, I love you. That's why chanting, there is a technique of chanting. You'll be able to practice that technique if you practice first by writing. I'm sharing that. So we'll do like this. We are going to practice one technique called prayer journal. So you are going to write like this. First paragraph, you will start writing a prayer to... All of us can pray, right? We can pray. How do we pray when we come in front of the Lord? We fold our palms and we say, Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord. Krishna, I love you. We pray like that, right? But do you pray loudly or you pray quietly? What happens if all of us start praying loudly like what I'm saying now? Krishna, I want to serve devotees. Krishna, I'm having this problem in office. Please help me, Krishna. So if you pray like this, everybody is praying, what will happen? We'll get bewildered, right? So what we do, we all pray. We all stand like this and we pray. There is a big difference in speaking the prayer and in speaking the prayer in mind. What is the difference? Mind will go everywhere. Speaking it is difficult. Speaking it is easier to pray. Right? Speaking is easier or silent prayer is easier? Silent prayer is easier? Speaking prayer is easier, right? All of us agree? Yes. But we can't do speaking prayer. Why? Because there are so many people around. So writing is a way of speaking prayer. Have everybody understood? Yes. Then when you get practice of bringing the mind back to prayer, then while chanting also you'll be able to get the mind back to prayer. Everybody clear, no? I'll tell you an example. I was standing in front of the Lord and praying like this last week, before leaving India. Krishna. Now, right now I'm speaking, but there in front of the Lord I was not speaking. It was in the mind. Krishna, I love you. It was basically like this. Krishna, I love you. I was standing like this. Krishna, please help these two devotees, Sanjay and Swati. They are very nice couple. They are very sweet. Krishna, they are so nice, but they are going through a divorce. Please save them. They are very nice, Krishna. Why is this happening? Like this I was praying. I started like this. But as I told you, our voice is squelched. Whose voice is loud? Where is the mind? Where is Krishna? The mind is talking. I'm supposed to be praying to Krishna. No, my mind is. What is the mind saying? It is Swati's fault. So I'm standing in front of Krishna. I'm supposed to say, Krishna, help both of them. But what is the mind saying? It is Swati's fault. She's responsible for this divorce. She's behaving exactly like that lady, Rita. Remember that lady in London, in Birmingham? She is going through divorce with her husband, Nikhil. So Rita's fault. Rita and this Swati both are same mentality. And Rita, remember? Rita looks exactly like your sister-in-law. And your sister-in-law died in that bike accident. In 1996, her son was behind her and she was wearing a helmet. Still she died on the spot. And her son was not wearing helmet and nothing happened to him. These bike drivers, they are treated very badly by these big buses. They come and hit the bike in India. Very bad driving. Externally, what is happening? Internally, what's happening? I am looking at Krishna, but who is talking? I am not praying. Who is talking? What is the mind telling Krishna? It is Rita's fault, Swati's fault. Bikes are very bad. Krishna wants to hear all of that. Bike is hit by bus and all that. But the mind is going on talking non-stop. Oh, these buses are very bad. And remember the same kind of accident you saw, bus beating one auto rickshaw and that person was killed outside that High Court in Bombay. Remember in 1993? You are observing where the mind is going. Mind is going to London first from Mumbai, which is 10,000 miles. It went in 1 second. From London it went to 1996 and 1993. Time. Mind can travel in time, mind can travel in place. And then 1993 High Court Bombay. Wahan pe bus hit that auto rickshaw, that person died. Remember that outside that High Court you saw one man one day run with the dragger soaked with blood. What a traumatic sight that was. And that was exactly like that scene from that movie. Remember that movie which you saw in that metro theatre? And you had gone to see that movie with 5 friends, Vikas, Siddharth, Ramesh. And that Siddharth is in Canada. Hey, I'm supposed to go to Canada, but last year I could not go. Next year I will go. No, but he's also calling Ritesh, he's in Dubai. And like that, my mind is going everywhere. Dubai gaya, Canada gaya. And then I remembered Vikas is in London. Hey, London mein, Birmingham mein, wo Rita bhi hai, uska bhi divorce ho raha hai. Oh, divorce, Sanjana is also. Then I come back to Sanjana and Swati and Sanjay's divorce. What happened? Where did I go? Where was I? I was not praying. And then I look at other devotees. One devotee comes and says, Prabhuji, you are praying so sincerely to the Lord. For so long you are praying so nicely. I said, yeah, I'm incarnated to pray only for others. I'm a great prayerer. But this is how our mind is cheating us morning to night. So, if to experience a relationship with Krishna, we have to come back to Krishna. So what we can do now, if you do this now while writing, you'll be able to do while chanting also. So you first, now don't start now. When I say start, then you start. Now I'm just telling you the technique. There are 3 steps. First, you will start writing a prayer to Krishna. Whatever you want. Krishna, I love you. Krishna, I really want to serve devotees. Krishna, please help me. Please purify my heart. All that. Okay. So as you start writing the prayer, some of you will be really feeling emotional. Some of you will feel connected. Some of you will feel love. Good. Continue. You don't need the second step. You don't need the third step. Continue what you are praying. Because if you practice this, then while chanting also you'll be able to pray. No problem for you. But if you are like me, whose mind keeps wandering, then what will happen when you are writing that prayer? At some point of time you will feel, prayer, there is no potency in this prayer. It is not, you're not feeling, it is not from the heart. You are feeling it is not, you're not actually telling Krishna that, I don't know if I'm able to explain this. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You can feel it's not your voice. Then what you do? You stop. Stop the prayer writing. But don't stop writing. Stop prayer. But second step you start, which means you stop the paragraph. And second step is you start writing what the mind is saying. Without judgment. Just like video camera is observing me. Video camera is not saying, Prabhuji, what a boring class you are giving. Video camera is not saying, stop the class, let us eat samosa. Video camera is just observing. There are so many people in the room. There is one big fan. Video camera is also not saying so many people. So many is also judgment. No judgments. Just observe what is happening in the inner world. Did you understand? Because if you pass judgment, that is also mind only speaking. Mind knows how to come through the back door. So what you will write in the second paragraph? Now the mind is saying, get up and go to the washroom. But don't go to the washroom. Mind is saying, you are feeling thirsty. I'm feeling thirsty. I should drink water. Mind is saying, check WhatsApp now. Whatever the mind is saying, you write. And you will realize something when you are writing that. Before you complete the sentence, mind would have told 10 other things. Mind is so fast. Before you complete the sentence, you may have noticed, mind is telling you, go and drink some water. So you are writing, mind is not telling me go and drink water. But before you complete that sentence, you will notice the mind has told you 10 things. And at the end of the sentence, you will not know what to write. Again, mind will say something. So you write whatever you remember the mind is saying. I have given a name to my mind. I call it by a very sweet feminine name called Chanchal. So I say Chanchal is not telling me this. Every day I do for 5 minutes awareness writing. What the mind is saying. So what happens at the end of that 5 minutes, I realize mind is here on my left side and I am here. And I'm like, wow, what a personality. What a person I have with me. I can't divorce her. She's abusing me every day. See, if your spouse is abusing you, you can go to a police station, right? Which police station will register your complaint when your inner spouse is harassing you? Nobody, only Krishna. But we are not able to go to Krishna. So what you do? You pray to Krishna, but if you are not able to pray in your voice, stop the first step, go to the second step, just write what your mind is saying. And you know what will happen at one point of time? Mind will keep quiet. Like a tantrum throwing spouse. When you listen and understand, then at one point of time the spouse has nothing to say. Pura release ho gaya na? And the mind keeps quiet. That's a big achievement. Because mind has been apprehended. You have caught the mind. And when the mind keeps quiet, then what you do? Guess? Then the third step starts. What is the third step? Turn to Krishna. Write the same sentence what you wrote in the first paragraph and see the difference. What is the first sentence you wrote? Krishna, I love you. I want to serve you. Now you write third time. You will feel there is lot. That sentence will carry your voice. It will be because your mind is not talking now. Everybody understood what I'm saying? There are 3 steps. What is the first step? Write prayer. Then what is the second step? Write what mind is saying. Second step is only if you are not able to practice the first step from the heart. If it's not your voice, only then. If you are able to pray nicely, don't start the second step. Continue in the first step only. Jabardasti, don't start thinking. Let it be a free flow. But if you are not satisfied in your prayer, then you stop the paragraph. Write what the mind is saying. That is the second step. And then what will happen? What is the third step? When you should start writing prayer again? If the mind is not silent, then what you do? Keep writing what the mind is saying. After a few days, you will be like amazed. You'll be able to see, just imagine what a victory it is. To know that you are not your mind. All of us, biggest problem is we take our thoughts too seriously. You are not your thoughts. We are not Manomaya Kosha. Our identity, we have to separate ourselves from this. So to experience, and then you experience a relationship when you talk to Krishna. All of you can do this exercise? I'll give you 5 minutes to write. All of you can do this in 5 minutes? Everybody ready? Your time starts now. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you for doing this exercise. So there are three statements of Prabhupada. I'll summarize. I am not the body, first statement. We can realize I am not the body by separating ourselves from these 5 koshas through awareness. And secondly, by taking care of these koshas. Second statement of Srila Prabhupada that we took is, I am a pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. This we can experience through 3 activities: hearing, chanting and service. And within service, we discuss the importance of the 3 needs that we have: physical, emotional and spiritual. What is physical needs? I want food. Emotional is I want love. And spiritual is I want to give love. Please ask yourself, are you satisfying your spiritual need? If you are satisfying your spiritual need, you will be emotionally and physically also happy. But that doesn't mean you neglect your physical and emotional need. Don't go to extreme like that. That is one. And the third statement of Prabhupada that we took was, I have a loving relationship with Krishna. To realize that, what we have to do? Come back to Krishna. Come back to awareness. For that we understood that there are 3 personalities in this relationship with Krishna. First is Krishna. Second is I. Third, mind, intelligence, ego. The mana, buddhi, ahankar, chitta conglomerate, which we have simplified by calling it as mind. So the whole exercise of relationship with Krishna is dependent on our neck turning towards our left side, right? Right. To Krishna. But we are not able to chant and connect with Krishna because the mind is talking loud. So what did we practice? Seeing the mind like a video camera, practicing awareness, separating ourselves from our mind, and then when the mind is quiet, offer our heart to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now the same thing can happen while chanting. If you practice, this is like the paper, your chanting is like writing, and when you're praying, the mind is going here and there, gently come back. Gently, but don't keep practicing awareness because the mind is very tricky. You have to keep coming back. Krishna, I love you. Krishna, I want to serve you. Now the mind is troubling me. Krishna, please help me. And then again, keep listening to the holy name. See, when we listen to the holy name, we are listening to Krishna. There is Hare, Krishna and Ram. When we listen to the sound, it is like listening to Krishna. So I'll pause here. These are the 3 things I wanted to do in this workshop yesterday and today. If anybody has any comments or questions, we can discuss now. Hare Krishna. I'll take Mataji's question first. Is that okay?
Sorry, I missed the last part. You said as we did this writing exercise, the same thing we should do with the chanting.
No, in the sense, while chanting also, we should come back to Krishna. Like while writing, we were coming back to Krishna, na?
But we are coming back to ultimately when mind stops.
Yeah, but here we have to come back to Krishna more often. Practice lagega uske liye. Because here if you keep chanting and keep thinking what the mind is saying, because mind is very fast. It will never end. And plus you will not be able to catch the mind while chanting. While writing you can catch the mind. But while chanting, it is the mind. See, mind comes through back door. Mind will come in the dress of Krishna also. Mind is very, very slippery. You can't catch the mind. That is why we encourage people to, I always teach people, in India I cannot say this acronym, but outside I say, it is called BJP formula. I teach BJP formula. Breathing, journaling and praying. BJP is the name of a political party, those who are in India. So they think, oh, Prabhuji is political. So remember the BJP. So what does this do? Breathing, journaling and praying in our own way. It helps us to come back to the center. Right now we are tilted towards the mind. Meditation is a little advanced. Before that there has to be awareness practices. Yes, I'll come to you. You had a question, Mataji? Yes.
Isn't like what prayer we are writing is also coming from the mind only?
Then you are not ready. Then you keep practicing awareness. If you are not... See, there is a certainty in your heart. You know, we know... That is what I'm saying. Vijnanamaya Kosha is developed when there is a certain sense of certainty. You know that it is your prayer. The fact that you are asking this question and you have doubt means your mind is confused, your intelligence is confused.
Even if we are asking Krishna, like, okay, we need, like, thank you for your praise and looking upon us, like, doing, still, like, isn't that mind telling you that, okay, this is happening?
See, this question is the mind creating confusion. Your prayer is not a confusion. The doubts are the action of the mind. Your prayer is your prayer. It's a layer you are clearing up. It may be, you may be attached to your family, for example. You may be praying, Krishna, please help my child, please help my husband. So it may appear to be a creation of the mind. But at least that is something that you need. That is something you are closest to your real you. It may not be a real you, but it is somewhere very close. It is not you, but it is somewhere very close. You are coming closer.
So is it still the prayer? Or
Of course it is a prayer. It is a prayer. But the more you analyze it, then the more it becomes a part of the mind's game. There is something called as paralysis by analysis. You know it is a prayer. You know you want to love Krishna, you want to serve your family. But when you start analyzing, then the mind has taken over. See, you know intuitively what you are doing, but when you start analyzing it, then the mind has taken over. Right now your mind has taken over. See, if I had not told this, you would have prayed. But because I told you the second step, immediately the mind is saying. So you should write. My mind is great. Mind is now asking, doubting whether this is a prayer. That also you should become aware of. The mind is saying, this is not my prayer. This is not useless. Mind is saying, this is also my game only. Right? Just write what the mind is saying. You will be like amazed. And somewhere you will discover your voice. The fact that you are not confident means it's a mind talking. When the mind becomes quiet, you know what happens? When it is your voice, you will be in a state of peace, shanti, certainty. Right now we don't know what it is because my mind is hyperactive. We don't know what is that state of certainty. We are suffering from what is called as paralysis by centipede. You know what is a centipede? How many legs it has? 100 legs. Centipede of dancing. The frog saw the centipede dancing. The centipede was dancing very well. Everybody was clapping. Very good dance. Centipede was in his own world, dancing very well. That frog said, you dance so well, but I observed that when you dance, your 63rd leg comes in front of your 32nd leg. And then your 27th leg becomes a little slow. But your 44th leg is very fast. How do you do it? And the centipede said, really? Oh. And then the centipede's good dancing got over. It never danced after that. Why? Paralysis by analysis. So prayer, wait. Let me complete my flow of thought. So prayer is free flow. But the mind is like the frog. Prayer is like centipede dancing. Then all this starts. Analysis. But I've used analysis like a thorn. You need a thorn to remove the thorn that has struck your feet. Then you have to throw both the thorns away. Right? So this analysis what I did, or I gave an exercise, ultimately this is not the goal of life. Goal of life is not to write every day, whole day. Okay? Is that okay? Before I come to you, I saw a hand here. Yes.
So, Prabhu, we were discussing about the mind, and the intelligence and the self-ego. So, all this what we thought, it is a desire basically. The first thing comes into the mind is desire. For the soul desires something, then only we try to mind thought, intelligence provides and any other
Yes.
things does. So is this the desire is created by the mind or created by the intelligence or it is created by the soul, or what is the combination and how it works basically?
Okay, now you are asking a technical question. I didn't speak all this because I thought it's a congregation audience and but I will get into it. Simple. So, what I spoke on the left side? I said to simplify, I said mind. Now what we are going to do, we are going to zoom into it now. All of you ready? Like remember I said I am not the body yesterday. Then what did we do? We zoomed into the body and discovered body is composed of 5 koshas. Similarly when we say mind, mind bahut trouble kar raha hai. Now let us zoom into this mind. Okay? Before that, soul, I, as only pure desire. The soul is always with Krishna. Soul is always in pure Sat-Chit Ananda state. Bliss. Soul has nothing to do with the material world. So bhakti is all about removing the covering, finishing all of that, and all that covering is gone away, then you are in natural situation. That's what Srila Prabhupada says, no? Bhakti is all about removing, not adding anything new, but removing the covering. That is bhakti. Removing the covering of the soul. So that is the soul. Let us not keep the soul aside. Now let us talk about this covering. So this covering which we call mind, this is called antahkaran. Antahkaran means inner senses. This antahkaran is made of 4 parts. How many parts? Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar and Chitta. Remember this. This is a very powerful tool. Manas is what? Manas refers to, all of you have heard of subconscious mind? What is subconscious mind? Everything that is there from the past. Whatever experiences you have had in the past, whatever you heard, you read, you went through, you did, your mistakes, your habits, all of that is where? Subconscious, manas. So somebody was abused when he was 5-year-old. That impression is there. That is manas mein. Everything is stored. Whatever has happened till this point of time is manas. Subconscious. It's like a wave. It will suddenly come up sometime. It will trigger something. Like, one devotee was saying that his father was murdered. He saw his father being murdered. And that time one song, he was outside a bank. The bank, there was a shooting. Some dacoits came and he was there with his father and his father was killed. So that time, next to that, there was some dance party going on. There was some bara, some troupe was going on. That played film song. One very famous Bollywood song was going on. And then his father was killed and he was shocked. So for that party, everything stopped. But that song was going on at that time. So now this happened 25 years ago. So today when that song suddenly plays somewhere, immediately he becomes scared, nervous. Because it's all stored in the subconscious mind, that incident. That song is immediately triggering. It's taking out things from the manas. So manas is all the past. Is it clear? Subconscious mind. Buddhi refers to conscious mind. Right now you are alert, awake, active, thinking, discriminating. Your present thinking analysis is conscious mind, which is buddhi. Manas, buddhi is clear. Then there is ahankar. Ahankar is the sense of identity. I am male. I am Brahman. I am handsome. Or I am LGBTQ, whatever. Nowadays, I am, like, you can't say I am he or she. I had to say they in one program in Seattle. I said, Rodriguez, he made a great point. So, baad mein that fellow gave me feedback. Prabhuji, you should say they. I said, acha? Oh, sorry. Okay. So, they made a great point. So that is identity. I am like this, I am that, I am wealthy. Sense of identity is what? Ahankar. Manas, buddhi, ahankar. Now is chitta. Chitta is, just imagine, I don't know if you've eaten this. There is a rice, thin rice covering. I used to eat only salad and raw. So they used to make a wrap with the small rice sheet and inside was vegetables. वो एक ऐसा पतला सा layer है. So chitta is that covering of all these 3. So what is chitta? Chitta is the composition of everything together, and it is the chitta that when we say ये सब See, we get confused sometimes. Are past hai ki present hai ki main ahankar, all that. All that is contained within a bubble called chitta. Okay, that is chitta. That is the what we call as consciousness. We say, no, my consciousness is bad today. That consciousness is chitta. So when we chant, what happens? Okay, consciousness can be understood. Give me your smartphone. Yeah, na smart. Isme, there is a video camera in this. So if I want to see all these things, I switch on the video camera and I see it through the video camera. And then I shoot it and then I send it to someone. So that person sees all these things through the screen of the phone. I am also seeing all of this through this screen. I am not seeing it directly. I am seeing in the screen. So I am the soul. This screen is the chitta. This is the material world. So the chitta is the medium through which we interact, the soul interacts with the material world. So when we chant Hare Krishna, the cleansing is not happening to the soul. The soul is already blissful. The cleansing is happening where? Chitta. That's why, when advanced chanting, what happens? When you chant for many years and very correctly, your chitta gets cleansed. And then you see all your past anarthas, all that has happened. You see where you are. You see all your lust, greed, envy, and you see how fallen you are, and you are still very happy. Because the chitta has got cleansed. You have seen yours, just like mirror. Mirror is very dirty. And when the mirror is cleaned, and then you see your face. Hare, I'm beautiful. You see like that. So similarly, right now we are not able to see ourselves because chitta is contaminated. When all that is cleaned, you see. So that's why we say, then the soul is, then you realize, this is your natural position. You are always blissful. But this covering has got cleaned. Did you understand? I'll give an example and then I will come to you. You had to say something. I kept you waiting. So this is how it happens. I'll give an example. Husband and wife, I gave one seminar in London on communication. When your spouse gets angry or is communicating, he or she is hurt, don't interrupt. Listen. Reflect back what he or she is saying and rephrase what he is saying. And listen. Empathic communication. Then you will realize that your wife wanted to say something else. So they did all the exercises, practice. And then the Prabhuji came to temple after a few days. He said, Prabhuji, amazing exercise you taught us, communication skills. I said, what happened? Then he told me some example and I immediately connected it to Manas, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chitta. He said he came from office, his wife started shouting at him. You come late from office? I told you to come early, and she started shouting. And he said, I wanted to reply back angrily because we had made an agreement just last week that I will work 4 hours extra every day because we are going through some financial challenges. And she knows it that I will be late. So when she was shouting at me for coming late, I wanted to shout back at her and remind her. But I resisted the urge because Prabhuji, you told that, listen, understand. So I just listened and then I realized our issue was not that because she also knows that we had agreed. A real issue was I'm not helping in the kitchen. Because in London they don't have servants. So then he said, I got angry and I wanted to shout at her because that also we agreed that I will take care of the grocery purchase and the lawn and the household things and she will take care of the kitchen. That also we had agreed. So she had no basis of scolding me for kitchen. So I wanted to give it back, but I said, no, Prabhuji taught me, listen, empathic. So I practiced empathy and then I realized the real issue was not that also. The real issue was she's feeling a lot of pain because every 8 months we used to go to India. Now, last 2 years we are not gone because of the financial challenges we are facing. So she's missing her parents very much. And that pain came out as anger for not helping in kitchen. And that also was not real. Then actually it came out as you are coming late from office. But when I practiced empathy, I realized there are layers that were peeled off. And the real issue was that she's missing her parents. Got it? So what I'm saying, this is not a relationship advice I'm giving now. I'm talking about when you practice just now, awareness. Mind is saying, go to washroom. It is like the spouse saying, getting angry with you for coming late from office. You keep practicing awareness, then one day the chitta will get cleansed. Krishna will reveal through chanting, meditation, prayer, the layers and layers, and then one day you will realize, oh, suddenly at a flash, all the cleansing will happen and you will feel, I am pure spirit soul. You will have no gila, shikwa, Krishna ke saath kuch nahi. You will be completely. It's like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Gopinath, amito kamera dasa, vishaya vasana, jagi cherudaye. He's saying, I'm lusty, I'm fallen. If somebody like this says, now you'll get into depression, you will need psychiatric help. If you read our Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Acharya's prayers, if some materialistic person reads, he will think he is depressed. You need psychiatric counseling. Kaviraj Goswami says, I am a worm in the stool. I am so fallen. If you read it, you will say, he must be really depressed. He needs help. When he is writing it, he is in ecstasy because he is feeling loved by Krishna. So when the chitta gets cleansed, you feel embraced by Krishna also. So you are in touch with the I. You are situated in yourself. So that is Manas Buddhi Ahankar Chitta. So is that okay? Sorry, I went on and on and on, but it was an important question and it needed explanation. Everybody understood? Simple, na? Manas Buddhi Ahankar Chitta. Yes, Prabhu, we'll end with your last comment.
Okay, Sarji, Prabhuji, I listened to all of your easy to understand explanations about how to achieve the blissful, peaceful life. I used to struggle with the shloka of Gita ji, that you keep doing your work, don't worry about the fall fruit, wo aapko mil jayega. That is according to the nature, that is according to the law of the spirit, that you keep working, don't worry about the fruit. I had a big struggle with that shloka. However, after marriage, I realized when my children were born that I am now serving them without expecting anything in a return. So that was the realization to me that was correct, what they said in the Gita, that you keep serving, don't worry about the fruit. And that I saw with my children. I kept serving, I never thought that what they will produce, what they will give me. But that I was hoping for the best. So according to Gita shloka, which is true. However, if somebody have to just have the bliss, everybody wants peace, to live peacefully. However, if you have the Ravana on one side and the Krishna on the other side, and you become a camera, you just observe both and then follow the right path. However, if you turn everybody into camera, that's why the Muslims and the Britishers came there and everybody was spectator, everybody was a camera. Now I realize how easy it was for the Britishers and the Muslims to rule those cameras. Because they were not resisting. They were never taught to resist. Actually, if they would have at Nalanda and Takshila, if they would have created Ravanas, Britishers and the Muslims, I believe, would not have ruled India. I am not from rest of the India. I am from Punjab, where they have different philosophy.
So are you saying that?
No, I have a blend of Eastern and the Western philosophy.
So are you saying that Bhagavad Gita is, if you practice awareness, you will become lazy and you will allow aggression and violence to happen?
Yeah, it's very easy to just...
So what happened after Bhagavad Gita? When Krishna taught Arjuna awareness and peace and soul state, so did Krishna tell Arjuna, now you sit and do meditation?
Yes, it does.
Achha? So what did Arjuna do after hearing Bhagavad Gita?
Also he tells if...
What did Arjuna do after hearing Bhagavad Gita?
But I'm not expert on Gita.
No, what did Arjuna do after hearing Bhagavad Gita? You don't know? What happened?
I know...
What happened Mahabharat? Mahabharat war, you know?
Yes.
So who fought the war?
Yes.
Pandavas and Kauravas fought. Arjuna fought the war.
I believe the way they fought the war, they created only one sect out of the whole society.
Yeah, I think we are discussing too many topics here. So what is the main question you tell me? What is the main point you are saying? That we may become lazy. We may not do our duty if we practice awareness. Is that what you are saying? You have to help me understand you.
Okay.
Are you saying that if we practice awareness, if we understand that I am not the mind and I am the soul, and if we become peaceful, then we may become lazy and we may not stop the aggression and violence which is happening in society. Is that what you are saying?
I'm I'm not in favor of aggression or violence. However, you have to keep every thought within limits of civilized society.
Yes.
And that is very important.
Yes.
But you do need Ravanas. To
Ravanas.
fight Muslims.
You need Ravanas
I'm saying you have to know when you
to
need
fight
Ravanas.
violence. Yes, that's
You have
exactly
to know
what-
that when
Yes.
you need Ravanas.
This is Bhagavad Gita.
If you turn everybody as a sannyasi and you say that nobody should be Ravana,
Yes.
then it will be very easy for Muslims and Britishers to rule those
Yes.
cameras.
I fully agree with you.
And that was a problem. And not only that, they also said that you have 4 phases of life. Childhood,
You know
adulthood.
what I'm hearing you say right now? You are very agitated. You are appearing very agitated to me. You may not be agitated. You may be peaceful. I'm just saying you are appearing to be very agitated.
No, I should be
So-
making a statement, not argument.
So you're not asking question. You are giving a statement, right?
Yes, I'm
Fine.
making just a
I
statement.
accept. I
When
accept.
we make a statement, that's ultimate. There is no argument.
Fine. So your statement I've understood. So you tell me, correct me if I've understood correctly. You are saying that if everybody becomes sannyasi, if everybody becomes peaceful, then the society, injustice will continue, problems will continue. I agree fully with
That
you.
is correct.
Yes.
Here, in the Western world, they said, okay.
So yeah, you said this. You already said this. So you are saying Bhagavad Gita also teaching that? You think like that?
No.
You should know,
I'm
na?
not arguing, but-
Ah.
no, I'm talking
You are aware, na, what Bhagavad Gita teaches? What Sanatana Dharma teaches?
peaceful.
No, Sanatana Dharma teaches you to do your duty, to fight war.
Right.
Krishna told Arjuna to fight the war.
Right. But in most cases, what I find is the Indian philosophy.
That is a wrong teaching. That is Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi said practice non-violence. That was wrong.
Please let me speak.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
The Indian philosophy, they divided the 4 phases of life.
Okay.
Childhood, adulthood, and then
Yes.
you take care of the family.
Yes.
And all of your life you have worked as whatever profession, and you earned all that material for the family upbringing. But then the philosophy says that you go into jungle. Are there Hilton hotels in the jungle?
Which
for those
philosophy
people?
says? Which philosophy says?
Indian philosophy. Indian
Which Indian
philosophy.
philosophy says that go to
In
jungle?
general.
No.
Manu Rishi said that.
No, Indian philosophy says do your duty,
Sir,
do your
sir,
fight. No.
Sir, no. This is one. Actually, they were talking on the radio these things.
No.
And I said that.
I have not heard this.
Said, in my opinion, having a sannyas means tyag.
Huh?
Tyag. Having
Tyag,
a sannyas
tyag,
means
Yeah. See, actually, Bhagavad Gita is teaching what you are saying. Bhagavad Gita says the same thing. Bhagavad Gita says tyag is internal, not external.
Sir, so you work a whole life and then you tyag everything to those who are looters.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of.
Your family and wealth. And you go to the jungle. In the jungle, they have built Hilton 5-star hotels. Where would they get the luxury soaps and the water and the food?
I agree with you.
Lion and lioness will bring parathas the next
Thank you for your wonderful comment. Thank you. I have nothing to say. Hare Krishna. Thank you. But I know what you are saying, where you are coming from. Actually, this is one of the biggest problems in our Indian society, misunderstanding of the scriptures. I fully agree with you. In fact, Gandhi wrote a letter to Hitler, to Winston Churchill during the Second World War. He told him that please allow Hitler to come and destroy your country, practice non-violence. Let him see the pain, let his heart be melted. So then Winston Churchill was so shocked. He said, when will this fakir die? He was so upset with Gandhi. So non-violence is very good at personal level, but at social level, one has to practice dharma. So there was a misunderstanding, and because of that, a lot of bad things happened.
Actually, such non-violence create even more violence.
Exactly, it creates more violence. So that is a wrong understanding of. See, Gandhi also, unfortunately, he practiced purity, but it is good at individual level, but at national, social level, it creates.
I had a point for this. So Maharana Pratap, he's a very renowned
Chivalrous,
king and
yeah.
chivalrous, and he fought against Akbar, right? So
Yeah.
he was the only one. In
Yeah.
fact, the whole Rajput community was against him. So Mirabai was from the same family as Maharana Pratap, and there was a time when Maharana Pratap devoted himself 100% to Mirabai, and he's like, I surrender to you. Just take me in your Sharan. I want to leave this world. And Mirabai told him, you are not born to leave this world.
Yes, yes.
You are born to do your duty and fight for this country, so
Yes,
do that.
yes.
So this is a very important lesson.
Yes.
When we were watching Maharana Pratap, my mother told me this, that see,
Yes.
so everybody comes for a duty that you
Yes.
have to fulfill first.
Yeah.
You know, so the God will know very good, he will know when it's your time to do your duty and when it's not.
Yeah.
So this
Thank
was
you.
a very important lesson.
I'm,
by
I'm
Meera
glad
Bai.
you gave this clarification. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, coming back to seminar, I have a question. So, for example, we did this exercise for writing. I was thinking about this. As of now, we're feeling that we may not get time daily to write because there's so much busy schedule. Can we do something like speaking? You said we do not speak because there are so many people around. But can we sit in our puja room for some time and instead of writing, can we speak? Will it help because it will save some time also? And
Okay, the 2 points. One is, before I answer your question, those who study the Bhagavad Gita sincerely, you read the 2nd chapter, 3rd, 4th, 5th Karma Yoga chapters, you will become like Arjuna, which means you will become peaceful internally and externally you will fight the wars. We all are fighting wars. So Bhagavad Gita is not a book. Indian philosophy doesn't teach you to be lazy, inactive or irresponsible. In fact, Arjuna wanted to leave the battlefield and take sannyas. He said, I'll become a beggar. And Krishna logically explains to him in the 3rd and the 5th chapter how sannyas and tyaga is in the inner consciousness of giving up the attachment to the results. So systematically, Bhagavad Gita delineates the philosophy of doing our duties, but not blindly doing our duties, but doing our duties in a state of peace. Because then you become detached from the results, and when you're detached from the results, you can be more powerful. When you're attached, you falter. The last year World Cup finals, India was under too much pressure. Cricket World Cup final. Indians, so when you're attached, then you falter. But when you're detached, you can get more success. Sachin Tendulkar was a young boy, detached, playing, scoring centuries, 4 centuries in a year. But when he made 99 centuries, then it took him 4 years to make 1 century. So much pressure attached to result. And then his Kamwali Bai used to tell him, Sahab, aapka 100 century kabhi hoega? Everybody. So that attachment created pressure. So when we are detached internally from the results, then we are able to give our best. And that detachment becomes stronger when we are attached to the Lord. So that attachment to Krishna and we become peaceful. I have not yet answered his question. I'll pause. I'll answer your question. I think they are very keen to make some comment. After that, I'll answer your question. Okay. So this is clear from what I said. So that's a long, there's a lot of explanations and verses in the Gita. So if you're an actual student of Gita, you will not run away from your duty. You will fight adharma, you will fight injustice. Thank you, Mataji, for making that point. And all of you, please remember, we are today discussing that section of the Gita where Krishna tells Arjuna to become peaceful internally. Because without internally become peaceful, then you will not be able to fight your wars properly. Okay, that is done. Regarding your question, yes, journaling was what I practice, but journaling is not what you need. You may have your own, you can discover your own techniques. The idea is to connect. What is the idea? Connect. I'll come to you. Idea is to connect. So how do you connect? I connect to writing. You can connect to prayers. There is nobody around. You can pray loudly. And you will experience some things. Some of you will start crying because suddenly you are treating Krishna as a person in front of you. And you're speaking out. Some of you will have no barred tears flowing down from your eyes and you will feel, you have met your long lost companion, lover, beloved. That is one thing that will happen. Some of you will feel very, very, when you start praying loudly, Krishna, I want to serve you. When you actually start writing, journaling through words in front of the Lord, because you don't have time to write. When you actually speak, some of you will feel emotional and start crying. Some of you will start feeling, you'll start panting. This is some of the experiences I'm sharing with you of people who have gone through this. Why panting? Because you've been running away, for so many lifetimes you are running from your own fears and anarthas and your subconscious mind. And now when you come in front of the Lord, it's like you have reached home. So what happens when you stop running after a long time? So I've seen many devotees when they pray, actually pray, they start panting. This is one of the experiences I'm saying. So 2 of the experiences. Third thing, some devotees, they feel very weird. And they're unable to pray. Because they have never treated Krishna as a person. And when you are actually praying loudly, you are forced to treat Krishna as a person in front of you. So then they are faced with that dark reality of their own consciousness. So all these different things will happen. So, but it's a great tool. You can try prayers vocally, verbally, at the Vaikari level. Sound has different levels. Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti and Para. So at Vaikari level, if you pray, that is the best. Okay? Sound. Hare Krishna, that is Vaikari. Hare Krishna. When I'm saying in the mind, that is Madhyama. And when there is a feeling of shelter, which is abstract, that is Pashyanti Vak. That also is sound. Like, I will go to temple. I spoke it, that is Vaikari. But in my mind I get a thought, I will go to temple. Then I say it. That mind thought sentence is Madhyama. And there is a feeling of love and belongingness with the temple, which makes me think that I have to go to temple. Which makes me say that I want to go to temple. That feeling of love and shelter, which creates that thought, that is called Pashyanti Vak. And Para is that soul's loving talk with Krishna. To reach that soul's loving talk, first we have to go through Vaikari, Madhyama and Pashyanti. So first to say, Krishna, I love you, let it come out of your mouth. Then your thoughts will be there. And then your heart will connect with the Lord. And then ultimately your soul's voice will reach out. Is that clear? Hare Krishna. Now I see 3 hands in the end and then we'll finish. It's already 9:05. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Prabhu. We'll start with you. Yes.
Prabhuji, where does habit is placed within this?
Manas. It triggers you. It makes you act in a certain way. It pulls you.
My question was, is it the subconscious?
Yeah, subconscious mind. But by conscious practices in our buddhi, we create new habits. We create new patterns. We change our habits through buddhi, through our intelligence, through our determination. But the past habits, patterns are all deeply ingrained. There are habits. How you put soap on your body, that is also a habit. You don't even think. Subconsciously it's happening. Can I finish this? 1, 2, 3. And then you have to ask the host, whoever is organizing the class, because it's 9:05 already. Yes, bro.
Can you answer, like, one must stay aware all the time, or there are times when you need to let mind wander?
Oh, mind wandering is healthy. There is a time for it. Like when I go for my walk, I let my mind wander because it helps the creative juices flow. Oh yeah, mind wandering is very healthy. Of course. Oh yeah. When I go for walking, that's when I let my mind wander. See, there is a difference between mind wandering and mind being distracted. Mind wandering is healthy, but not while chanting. See, there is a time for everything. You can't say, oh, Prabhuji said mind wandering is healthy, so let my mind wander all the time. Our problem is we go into extremes and we make generalizations of statements. It has to be taken in the proper context. As a writer, I can confidently say mind wandering is healthy. But there is a time for it. You have to box it. You have to know that, okay, now next 1 hour, I'm relaxing. Relaxing means mind wanders. But I come back in the end to my purpose, to my vision. Is that okay? Yes, Prabhu.
I just wanted to scientifically reply his question. In psychology, there are many ways to focus the mind. And one of the best way, is when you have writing or you're sketching or something, because your mind focuses the most at that point of time.
Yes.
Because you're thinking about what you are doing, how you are doing, you're viewing, and you're trying to focus. So in psychology, it's saying that's why journaling is so famous, and like you're preaching about that, and I think there is a scientific evidence.
Thank you for that. See, it slows down your mind. Have you driven your car? Full speed, when you go, you can't see on the right side, there may be trees, not many here in Phoenix. But you see there are flowers, fruits. You can't see what is there on the trees because your car is going at 80 miles per hour. But when your car slows down, you can see, oh, this is a red flower, this is a pink flower, oh, this is this bird, this is a mango tree. You can see things clearly when the car slows down. Similarly, morning to night, our mind is going full speed. We don't know the inner world, what is happening. When you journal, it is like the car slowing down. You can see what your thoughts are. You can see what your habits are. You can see your inside better. It slows down the mind. Yes, and we'll end now with the Prabhuji. One last बोलना है उनका ये इसकी after.
Is it okay, Prabhu? You can
Just it will be 1 minute. I think I have to just ask Prabhuji's response.
Okay, it's 9:15 already. Okay, let's make it very quick.
Okay, like Prabhuji, you said about the communication. When two people argue, and if they keep at the same level of thinking, argument will not settle. Always there is a solution which is higher than both of the thoughts. Like a crow and eagle, for example, people give. You have to have a positive thought. There is always better solution than what two people think. But if you keep positive thinking, you will go to the next higher level. Like in case of the eagle and crow, the crow is very small, but the eagle doesn't fight with the crow. But crow sits on the back of the eagle. The eagle knows that they can fly higher, and it goes flying higher and higher. The crow starts feeling breathless, and it falls off the eagle. That's how the eagle fights with the crow, not physically. So that works in the life too. That whenever there is an argument, find a way which is better than what both think, the solution. Like even detaching from the physical world, yes, it will eliminate the problems according to Mahatma Buddha. I would say that you have to have your physical needs up to a certain limit. If you hope that you will get whole world, then you will have problems. However, the Western world says that, yes, you should have your demands, your wishes under a limit, and then you find the solution to those problems.
Thank you for your question and answer. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Prabhuji. Prabhuji in the back. Prabhuji, just 1 more minute, last 1 minute. Thank you, Prabhuji, for completing 2-day seminar. And this is once again, as Prabhuji always does, this is not something we go home and forget about it. This is something we need to practice, we need to remember. That it will benefit. Hare Krishna. Now, just saying that this is something we need to go home and practice. So please do not forget this. Prabhuji has made so much of time and effort. We all made so much of time and effort. If we forget about it, then this will not be very helpful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Tomorrow we have another session at Raskrida Prabhuji home. And topic is also very wonderful, that how we can apply Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching in this material world. Haribol Prabhuji, Mataji, just 1 minute. So very last thing, as I said, Prabhuji has authored more than 5 books. This is the latest book of Prabhuji. And yesterday Prabhuji was mentioning that how all his 25 years of experience, his learnings, his realization, everything he has put in this one book. So this is Prabhuji, by his own words, this is one of the best book Prabhuji has written so far. And all copies, gone yesterday, only 5 copies left with me. So whoever first come, first serve basis. So I would suggest you can please take a look and take it. I'm very sure that this will be very helpful to you. Thank you so much. And once again, we can loudly chant Hare Krishna mantra for Prabhuji, for thanking him for such a wonderful seminar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And thank you so much, Naresh Prabhu, Nili Mataji, for making such an arrangement. Thank you so much. It's a weekday. Oh no, that's fine. That,
It's made it very sweet. Creating a family mood. You remember it for a long time.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यावतम राजन विश्वासुने जायते शरीरा विद्या जाय जोरेन्द्रियदाय कार जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारमते जीवाते लोभमया सुदुर्मते ताके जटा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दयामय करीबार जीवा जाय स्वाप्रसादन दिलो भाई सयनामृत पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेम दाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. श्री श्री भगवत महाप्रसादम की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, हिज ग्रेस व्रज बिहारी प्रभु की जय.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna